What's going on, people? Hope you're having a wonderful, today's Wednesday, so wonderful Wednesday. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Now, this video is about this thing, Suburban. I picked up this Z71 roof rack for like $50 or something like that. My stock roof rack. I'm not a fan of. I like the Z71. I really dig it. So, I'm gonna make a short little video on basically what to do to swap them out. I'm gonna swip the camera around and show you the parts and pieces I have for the Z71 and then my rack that's still on top. Alright, so here is the stock rack. That's how tall it is. Not very tall. Now, like I said, I don't know. But here's the Z71 roof rack. I thought this was pretty cool. I didn't know this, but this back piece spins. It's for like kayaks and canoes and stuff like that. You can put on top. And I mean, you can see how beefy, how much taller this is compared to the stock one. Sorry, I just tripped over my hose. Like, that's substantial. So I'm gonna take it off real quick. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 T25 screws. I went and threw a little WD-40 on them. So you have 2 back here, 2 back there, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2 up front, 2 up front. They're rather long. And then I just used a T25 1/4-inch drive. And what I did was I put it on the bolt just like that. And I gave it a little tap with a hammer just to break free because they were all rusted and stuff like that. So that's what I did. Hopefully you don't strip them out. Because these Torx bits are a little less desirable to take off. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on real quick, and I'll show y'all the end result. It's basically like all plastic pieces on top. You just pop them off. I'll show you what it looks like without those plastic pieces and where to mount them and stuff like that. Alrighty, so I did manage to get off. This is what it looks like without the roof rack. Yes, I know I have dents. Super easy. Those just slide off of here, and then the clips pop them up and they slide right out. Super simple to take off. All aluminum, so it's not heavy. So let's go ahead and throw this on. I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, back. Got it on. These are specific to the side. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So figure out which side they go on before you put them on, because I made the mistake of doing that. But yeah, as you can see, this is where they bolt up. Now what I did was I took and put, you can see it up here, I went ahead and put RTV in the holes before I put the bolts in, because I'm not sure if that little crush nut or something that's on the underneath side of that roof goes right down into the cabin. So just as a precautionary measure, I put some black RTV in there. That way it would seal. It does have its own seal, but I've heard of those failing. So I'm gonna throw the caps back on. All they do is they snap in place. I'm gonna throw the rails in, and I'll come back with you after I get that all done and show you what it looks like. Alrighty, all done. Yeah, sorry, it's dark as heck out, but yeah, so it's like 2 inches taller. I will say, whenever you go to put the caps back on to align the gasket, makes it a lot easier for it to clip in. And then to put these in, the caps have to be off. I suggest you start at the front and work this one back. If you have this, it'll be before this, but I messed up and I put this on from the back. So now it's in front of it. It's supposed to be behind it. Because of these, this is a third rail, but those are easy to put in. These rails are held down by two 10mm bolts, which are underneath these covers, one here and one up there. Now, they do have these little tiny bolts, okay? Those are T10 bolts, and they hold these covers on. Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, yes. Okay, so if you don't have a Z71 and you're swapping this roof rack over like I am, these are the bolts that are gonna come off, okay? Now, the Z71 roof rack, those are the bolts, okay? Z71, stock. Golly, slow down, son. Jeez almighty. Alright, anyway, sorry about that. These will not work, obviously, with the new rack. So, hopefully, you have the stock hardware. Yeah. I don't know why I have 2 extra bolts. It's interesting. Must mean I built it better. So yeah, that was a quick little impromptu video on how to install Z71 roof rack onto a Suburban. I think it's about the same for a Tahoe. Should be, anyway. Super simple. And remember, if you don't want it to leak, put the RTV in the bolt holes before you put the bolts in. That way it follows the threads down, seals it right up, if you don't plan on taking it off again. Now, I know people, oh, why didn't you just buy Z71? You're doing all this stuff to it, fender flares, roof rack, everything like that. Yeah, I looked at a Z71, but I could kick the quarter panel and a bunch of rust would fall out. So, gotta work with what you get and what you got. But, alright, y'all. Until next video. Peace out.